of Armstrong and Sanchez. Keith Armstrong, playing 17 years, he's from San Francisco, and in 1983 was a world champion ultimate player with the Rude Boys. He's a social worker at the Department of Veterans Affairs Hospital in San Francisco, and his other interests are, as you will see, narrative conversation. This is a self-sponsored team. His partner Rodney Sanchez from San Jose, the 1983 Chico Harvest Open champion, and Rodney is a professional human being. His other interests, Walt Whitman, Virginia Woolf, D.H. Lawrence, and the name of their routine is The Awakening. Please welcome to the field Keith Armstrong and Rodney Sanchez.
It was noontime in the financial district of San Francisco. Keith, a homeless veteran, was out panhandling for change. Rodney, a stockbroker, was out walking on his lunch break. This is the story of their 4-minute encounter. Keith usually panhandled by the freeway off-ramp, but today he had decided to work the financial district. Spare change, spare change, spare change, spare change, spare change. Suddenly, Rodney glanced at Keith's shoes and was reminded of his days playing Frisbee. He then threw Keith big clock Z's, and although Keith was thankful for the delicious morsel, it wasn't what he needed, so he set Rodney for a flawed catch. Because however much Keith liked being acknowledged, since he was homeless and hungry, getting spare change was better. While on his lunch break, Rodney was contemplating his afternoon meeting with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Spare change, spare change, spare change, spare change. While walking down the sidewalk, Rodney tried to avoid giving Keith money. Why wasn't he on Skid Row, Rodney wondered, instead of messing up the streets of the financial district? Keith, panhandling on the sidewalk, was counter to Rodney's view of the world. From his angle, Rodney did not want to change his way of thinking about the homeless. He did not want to face the reality that anyone could end up living on the streets. When forced to turn the situation upside down, he saw that along with the vast differences between himself and Keith, there were also similarities. There are 460,000 homeless in the United States. 2,100 homeless veterans live in San Francisco, 600 in Denver, 12,000 in New York City, 1,800 in San Diego, and 1,000 in Seattle. All Keith had wanted was some spare change, while Rodney had tried to avoid thinking about the homeless. Keith was used to being kicked aside by society and was surprised that Rodney acknowledged him. Being treated as a human being and thinking about the homeless were counter to their previous experiences on the street. This new experience compelled them to explore their differences and their similarities. Although Keith and Rodney had found some common ground while jamming, at the end of their cooperative endeavor, the reality of their differences remained. Keith was still a homeless veteran living on the streets, and Rodney was still a stockbroker out walking on his lunch break. Spare change, spare change, spare change.
All right, Keith Armstrong and Rodney Sanchez from Northern California. Very nice, very socially conscious routine.